Unit 2. How low can Penelope go? My name is Penelope. I am a student at the Jutong Junior High School and have been a ballerina for almost 8 years. My years of training for ballet have made me unbelievably flexible and strong. Although my amazing condition helps me to resist injuries while doing anything physical, I don't often get the chance to put my athleticism to the test. That is until last week. You see, last week there was a limbo contest at my school. It was just for fun, but still it gave me an opportunity to show off my superhuman-like flexibility. The contest took place on the track field during lunch break. Word of the competition must have gotten around quickly, as the entire field and part of the bleachers were packed with students eager to watch us crawl under a bar. But, as I found out, a few had the courage to actually sign up. I joined the 10 other competitors at center field shortly after 12:15. I started to do a few warm-ups to loosen up my cold, stiff muscles. The others looked on as if I was weird or something because I was stretching. None of them were doing any sort of warm-ups at all. But I knew it was to my advantage, so I didn't care. The judge called us to the area where we would compete and explained the rules to us. The rules were simple. Don't touch the ground with anything but your feet. And, most importantly, don't knock the bar off. We all nodded in understanding, and it was game on. The first 3 boys thought it would be easy at first because the bar was set quite high. As each of them tried to bend over backwards and scoot underneath, they touched the bar and it hit the ground. They seemed fairly disappointed to be out so quickly and asked if they could have another chance. But the judge ruled against it. The next 2 competitors were Mike and Brian. They both passed under the limbo bar with no problem, and then gave each other a high five and sat down to watch the rest of us. Lily, my best friend, was up 6th and almost made it, but the back of her head touched the ground, so she was disqualified, as were girls 7, 8, and 9. Finally, it was my turn. I wasn't about to waste my time with the preliminary height or waiting around as the others were eliminated one by one. I asked the judge what the school record was, and he told me that it was 16 inches. It didn't seem that low to me, so I instructed him to lower the bar to 14. There were several oohs from the crowd as the bar was set down, and the other contestants just shook their heads as if to say I wasn't going to be able to get under it. I lined myself up about 8 inches behind the bar and took a deep breath. Slowly, I bent my knees forward as I leaned backward. Down and down I went until my body was almost parallel to the ground. The crowd began chanting something, but I blocked it out as I went into an almost hypnotic state, taking full control of my body and mind. I could feel my hair was touching the grass as I inched my left foot forward, then my right. My knees were so bent that my calf muscles were straining against the back of my thighs. My lower body was now past the bar, and still I inched forward like a two-legged crab. I kept my arms tucked closely to my side and tried to maintain my balance. Then my chest was clear, and finally I watched as the bar passed directly above my eyes. I had made it. I stood up to a roar from the crowd. Even the other challengers clapped loudly and ran to pat me on the back. Mike and Brian hoisted me up onto their shoulders, and we walked through the crowd of students. Everyone was high-fiving me and slapping me on the legs. It was great to be appreciated. I will always remember that cool summer day, the day that I was so popular and everyone wanted to be my friend. I know that someday there will be someone who will beat my record, but until then, I will be remembered as the girl who could limbo better than anyone.